Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. And before you guys go into the comments and leave a comment saying the Maddox was nerfed in the last patch, not buffed, you are correct. The Maddox was nerfed in the last patch, but it was also buffed due to the Echo Fire Operator mod. And there's a lot of different stuff that, was changed with this weapon that we're going to talk about today. And this might be, one of my favorite setups in the game. This thing is absolutely amazing. And they basically nerfed the gun in a way, but they also gave it a pretty big buff in a way, which is absolutely crazy. And if you guys saw my patch notes video, was something that I was like sort of surprised by. But anyway, drop a like on this thing. Let's go for 1,500 likes. I've been using all of these newly changed weapons. I'll have a bunch of videos out for you guys. Another video tonight, more overall this weekend. So smash that like button. Let's go for 1,500 likes. That'd be absolutely amazing. Drop a like on this thing. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And here are what the patch notes say for those of you guys that haven't heard them already. This is from patch 1.05, and this was on the Maddox RFB. This happened a couple days ago. So you can see they nerfed it by slightly increasing the recoil of the first and second shots. But then they buffed the Echo Fire mod by removing the recoil penalty when equipped. So yes, if you're using this weapon without the operator mod, it will have received a nerf to its current state. And if you are using it with the Echo Fire mod, it actually is better than before because they removed that recoil penalty, which was so damn big before. The recoil would go straight up vertical as soon as you would shoot it or hold down the trigger before this update. It still does have the recoil, and of course it has that added increased recoil of the first and second shots, but I really do think that the Echo Fire mod on this weapon is just so damn good. And with this patch and with them removing that big recoil penalty, I just think that was, I think we're going to see nerfs to this probably in the future, because they basically gave a buff to the best gun in the game, or this was sort of widely regarded as best gun in the game, and they sort of gave it a buff. And I know it is a buff only if you are using the operator mod, but I really do think the operator mod is strong on this weapon, and it's becoming one of my favorite class setups and guns to use in this game. So this gameplay right here, I believe it's a 92-6 on Nuketown. I was playing Nuketown this morning, dropping a bunch of 100+s with some of the newly buffed and nerfed weapons. Of course, I'm going to have a lot more uploads. Expect, now that Nuketown's in the game, there's going to be a lot of Nuketown gameplays everywhere. My channel, everyone else's channel. I mean, Nuketown is that map that is, this probably just overtook for the best map in the game, because Nuketown honestly is probably my favorite map ever in Call of Duty, just because I played every single Black Ops game with it and it's played good on every single one. Going into this game, I wasn't sure how it would play, but Nuketown honestly does play very good. The only thing is that you sort of have to play a little bit more defensive than you did in other CODs because of course, the health being 150 per person instead of 100. So let's talk about the Echo Fire and what I run with it. So basically, yes, the buff around this is that they removed that recoil penalty, and the recoil penalty was pretty big before, where it would just shoot up straight vertical. It still does that with this weapon, and I don't think this weapon's strengths are at long range. Honestly, I think even with the recoil nerfs to the Maddox, the fully auto Maddox is probably better at long range. So is the ICR. So is, there's just so many different guns that are better than the Echo Fire mod at range, because it still does have a good kick to it. But the Echo Fire mod actually is the fastest time to kill out of any of the assault rifles, and what it does is it shoots your bullets. It shoots the second bullet like right after the first one, so it has a little bit of a change of tempo, and it really, what I think and what I said in my last video talking about it, is it really strengthens the gun at close range, but then weakens it at long range. But now with these different changes, I think it's even better than before, and it quickly is becoming one of my favorite class setups in the game. And now that I'm thinking about it, this isn't the 92-6 gameplay. I have that one recorded as well. This one is 112 kills or something. I was dropping so many gameplays this morning I couldn't even keep track. So yeah, this one is like 112 to 10 or something like that with this Maddox. And the class setup, I know people want to know about the class setup with this one and what I recommend. The class setup I use is very simple with this. It's really good, because the Echo Fire operator mod does cost a lot of points to put onto your class setup, so then I can only run it with one other attachment, which is stock, but it already has 40 bullets, and it 40 bullets, and it you don't really need fast mags on this. I think stock is really the only thing you need. Quick draw and fast mags are nice, but I don't think you need them, and that's why I go going the operator mod with stock is just absolutely amazing and will allow you to strafe people and destroy them up close and even to medium ranges. So basically, that's what I rock with it. And then as far as my gear, I rock with the ComSec device. Of course, Nuketown, the kill streaks are what is going to go ham, and the kill streaks are the reason that I'm able to get 100 plus in this gameplay. And if you guys want tips on how to earn score streaks faster or get score streaks a lot easier, that was the video I uploaded last night. But ComSec device is what I run, and then my perk setup, I believe it was just, what was it, Tac Mask? It was either Tac Mask or Flak Jacket. You know, I switched those ones out depending on sort of my mood or what I'm feeling like. You know, on a map like Nuketown, it depends. If the enemies are using, you know, a lot of specialists that are countered by Tac Mask, you probably want to use that. If they're using like battery or you know, a lot of grenades and stuff, you probably want to use Flak Jacket. So it all depends. And then second perk, always Gung Ho. Third perk, pretty much always Dead Silent. So that's the class up that I run with this thing. But I definitely do recommend, if you guys are, you know, the Maddox nerf, it was, like I said, a slight increase to the recoil, but by buffing this Echo Fire mod, I think that whenever you use the Maddox, if you don't, you know, the full auto version is still a very dominant weapon in this game, but I really think that this is, I mean, statistically, it's the fastest time to kill up close out of any assault rifle. You basically eliminate people, and you can hold down the trigger. It's fully automatic, but it sort of, it feels wonky because, of course, you're firing with that blowback system, sort of firing in a sort of 2-round burst fashion, but not really, because you can hold it down, and you can usually kill them in, you know, fastest time to kill. So it's super good. I would avoid taking gunfights at long ranges, but what works perfectly for this is that they buffed the Echo Fire mod, which is the basically close range annihilator, the same day they put out, or at least on PS4. I think it comes to Xbox, and I'm not sure about PC, but I think in like a week or something like that. But on PS4, Nuketown came out the same day this patch came out, and this gun is this gun in this setup is perfect for Nuketown because, number one, it can still do good at medium range. It is pretty good at medium range, actually, and then up close, it's absolutely dominant, and you can sort of just sit back, play your streaks, and I really like this gun and this setup in this game. So as far as these patch notes go, I do like the patch notes, and like I said, yes, they did nerf this gun a little bit, but they also buffed the Echo Fire mod. As far as other patch notes, I really just think that the dilemma with this game, it still is in the perks. I still think that the perks and the specialists are things that need a little bit of tweaking. The specialists on, you know, some of the specialists just, you really don't have any counter to them. Even with the nerfs to the Ajax, whenever you're rushed by that guy with a shield, unless you have a stun grenade or he's not looking at you, there's pretty much nothing you can do but run away. And I'm usually going to run away from a person rushing me with the ballistic shield. I think the perks and the specialists are still the things that need balance changes. And another thing is that I think that the theme of updates that we're going to see, we saw it in the first update 1.04 where the SMGs got buffed and the ARs got nerfed. We saw it in the next update where the SMGs got buffed and a lot of the ARs got buffed as well. So I really do think that what's different about this game, and what I think is that it comes down to the maps, but it's not even the maps, because a map like Nuketown, you could use an SMG on before. You know, I think most of the maps like Summit, Slums, those are good ones for SMGs, but when it really comes down to it, when you're taking out a person with 150 to 200 health, sometimes even with body armor stacked on top of that, which is what people have in this game because of the changes to the health system, SMGs just don't match up, and I don't think they really accounted for that when balancing this game. And I think that, you know, even after this update, I mean, I'm using the SMGs and they're good. You know, the MX-9 is a beast SMG, but I still don't see the scenario where if I was going full on tryhard, I would take something like an SMG over, or, you know, a Maddox Echo Fire or a KN or an ICR or a Vapor. I just don't really see the use for the SMGs. The SMGs are, some of them are good. The GKS is good. The SOG 9mm is good, but most of those are, you sort of are putting yourself at a disadvantage, and I would honestly like to see more SMG buffs. And traditionally in Call of Duty, I have been an SMG player, I would say, over my however long I've been playing Call of Duty, almost 10 years. I say the majority of the time I was probably maybe playing with an SMG, but on games where SMGs sucked, which traditionally in kind of the Black Ops series, I mean, Black Ops 1 was kind of like this as well. The ARs were dominant. You go FAMAS, Galil, M16, G11. I mean, these were all good guns, and I think that, you know, something needs to be done about this, because there needs to be more overall gun balance in the game, because it's not really the maps. The maps are small to medium size. I think it has to do with the health and the damage of the actual guns. I think that might be the only way to adjust the SMGs will be, you know, they did adjust the damage at range, but they either need to adjust that even more heavily, or maybe maybe just straight up the damage of the bullets. I'm not sure. I know on PC people say the SMGs are overpowered, but on console, and I really don't see, you know, the playstyle that makes, you know, you get a lot of kills in this game is sort of playing for score streaks, racking up score streaks and letting those go ham. With an SMG, you're going to have to get close to the enemy, so it's going to be harder to go on a streak. You're going to have a higher chance of running into multiple enemies who will have 150 to 200 health, and the ARs still have, like, this one has a faster time to kill. The Echo Fire Maddox has a faster time to kill than like half of the SMGs up close. So I really think there's like a bigger problem there than we're all realizing with the SMGs. But if you guys are looking for a good AR, I mean, there's so many good, just pick any one, but the Maddox Echo Fire after this update is probably even better than before. That's what I would say, because, you know, they did nerf adding the recoil to the first and second shots, but reducing that, basically getting rid of the recoil penalty while having Echo Fire equipped is a really, really big buff to people that like to run the operator mod on this gun. And I suggest, you know, rocking this class up and giving it a try. One of my favorite in the game as of right now. Drop a like. I'll see you guys in the next video later tonight. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'm out. Peace.